What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Sébastien Fondora. Get this, Fondora's promoter, he states that the age is starting to hit Terence Crawford. The new unified junior middleweight champion, Sébastien Fondora, is doing anything but avoiding new four-division champ Terence Crawford following Crawford's Saturday night World Boxing victory over Israel Madrimov. He said it is clear that Crawford is not the same as he was. Fondora's promoter says, he says Crawford looked small against Madrimov. Okay, so to consider to move to 168 against the dominant champion would be a joke. We will comply with the mandatory if everything is legit. Sébastien is the unified champion and he wants to remain unified champion. Likowitz said, if Turkey demands Crawford to fight Ortiz next, we have no problem with that. We can have other plans. Although we have not negotiated with Spence or anyone else, go to Ortiz and fight for the interim title, and then you could fight us for a 3-belt unification. When it was suggested to Likowitz that a schedule like that would be favorable to Fondora because his better odds to beat Spence, who was beaten down by Crawford by round 9, hasn't fought since. We will win both fights against Spence and Crawford. He said the age is starting to hit Crawford, said Likowitz. He said he would fight Canelo next if the price is right. Well, this is not a TV game show. I don't think a fight with Canelo would be successful. Very few would buy the pay-per-view. Bars. Let me counterpunch. I think that is a hoping thing. But we do have to consider the fact, is Terence Crawford slowing down? What I saw from Terence Crawford was a lot of mediocrity. I think, he fought on the back foot, which he fought rather a Erislandy Lara-like style. And anyone that knows Erislandy Lara, he's like a pure boxer that, he may throw a 1-2 combination, but mostly it's lateral movement, cat and mouse, back and forth, setting traps, not really engaging a lot. And, that's pretty much the bulk of what his style is. Terence Crawford was fighting like that last night, but, so was Madrimov, to be fair. Madrimov wasn't really coming in to take it to Crawford, and I think that's when Crawford fires up. But to gauge or to make that your overall thought process that he's getting old, I don't know if that's fair for Crawford, because Crawford has not indeed fought for over a year. And I think because of that, he was a little rusty. He said that Madrimov didn't hurt him, but then, sometimes you can start slipping. The same thing I just said about Alexander Usyk, that, hey, he is not the fighter he was 3 or 4 years ago. Maybe Terence Crawford is getting to a point where he's done the unthinkable in beating Errol Spence, and then he wants to do another unthinkable thing by fighting Canelo Alvarez. But I think because of the mediocre performance against Israel, I don't think that fight will happen. He'll more than likely fight Ortiz. And Sébastien Fondora's promoter, they have a good plan. See, here's the deal. If you think you're going to beat Errol Spence, probably would be a possibility. If they beat Errol Spence and then they want to fight Crawford after Crawford fights Ortiz maybe or whatever, they'll be in line. And if they're right and Crawford is slowing down, yeah, he's easy pick'ems. He becomes low-hanging fruit at that point simply because he's getting older, there's a better chance for Fondora to beat him at a higher weight anyway. Fondora is a very difficult fighter to fight anyway. Ask Tim Tszyu. Ask Brian Mendoza. Ask, what's the other kid's name that dropped him? I forget his name. On the tip of my tongue, he fought him. But, ask him. I think it was Gershey, I believe. But anyway, I could be wrong. But anyhow, he's a difficult fighter. A very difficult fighter to fight, to deal with, the height, the reach. You got to fight, you got to slip up under a lot of shots. It takes a lot of energy to get in and get out. And if Terence Crawford is aging, he should be easy, okay, or easier, should I say, because I don't think Terence Crawford, aging or not, is easy. But if they're wrong and Terence Crawford just had inactivity and he's fresher and he's not that type of dude that aged because he hasn't abused his body with drugs, alcohol, sex, and rock and roll, they may get what they asked for, but what they asked for they may not want. Because see, Terence Crawford may not be old age at all. It may just been, hey, I ain't fought in a year, so I'm a little rusty, and I'm fighting a guy in Madrimov that has been fighting constantly, right? So I think, it's a gamble either way, but I like the idea that Team Fondora is confident and cocky, so they will be willing to take a fight and make a unification at 154. But you guys tell me what you think of Team Fundora stating that the age is catching up with Terence Bud Crawford. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch.
Peace.